Dan, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you. Bufferino, what's happening? Colleen, how you doing? Giggity. All right. You got a I'm at 481. I lost another one. I was at 483 a couple days ago. What's happening there, uh Tracy? Well, the way I see it, you can't have enough moderators just in case. Just in case. Especially on this platform, the trolls come out in droves. So more more watchful eyes, the better off we are. Because I'll tell you what, some nights the trolls come in swinging with haymakers, y'all. We got a boatload of candy from Lady Dougster's mom. This is a Smith hat? Okay. I always called it the golf hat. Got a bunch of cool pins on it. I think what it really is, Colleen, is the fact that you can just scroll lives. And I think that they're just bored and they just scroll until they come across something and they just say something hurtful or try to mess with you or rage bait you or something. But it's just like, my God, really? A chapeau? Okay. I always called it a golf hat or an old man hat. I got a bunch of sweet pins on this bad dog, too. All my Dutch uncles wore those. Okay. Andy Cap hat, yes. Yes. No wonder I'm hungry for hot fries. The old flat top. Ah. Of course I'm styling. How else am I supposed to attract the ladies? Giggity. Danster, what's going on? What is that symbol you're using, Kev? Oh, of course I'm looking for poutine. Poutine's awesome. There's a brewery up in Grand Rapids north of me. It's called Brewery Vivant. And they have a really dressed up poutine where it's your normal fries, gravy, and the cheese curds, but you can get like a soft egg put on top of it, or like a rare steak chopped up on top of it. So I mean, they'll dress it up if you really want, and it's way good. I had one with a rare steak on it, and it was just, oh my God. I like rare steak anyway. First Monday done, 3 more to go. That's right, Turbsky Tom. What's happening, old Mac? poutine's really good, especially from Brewery Vivant. They've got a weird rule there. They make all sorts of just badass beers, and the place is actually a old funeral home that they repurposed into this really, really cool bar or brewery. And like the main bar is a chapel, and it's really interesting because like where the pews were, that's where the main bar is, and there's seating up on the pulpit, like you've got the little staircase and everything and the little inset like where the pulpit would be, and they even still have the board where they would put the hymns on it. You know, you'll be singing 364 and then 395 and then 545. It's still up there. It's way cool. It's got vaulted ceilings and big light fixtures and stuff. It's really cool. Mohawk, what's happening? Um, so the place has got great food. The beer is out of this world, but they have a stupid rule: no more than four. Four. You can have 4 drinks while you're there, and then they won't serve you anymore, no matter what. Which, I mean, okay, so people don't get sloppy drunk there, but okay, why? I've never seen that anywhere else. The pews sit in the pews. There's no pews in there. All the pews are gone. It's all booths and tables and stuff. It's the actual where the pews were is where the dining floor is. And I'll tell you what, if you get there past 7 o'clock, good luck. What am I racing this year in No Name? It all depends on if I can get Shop Truck together. If Shop Truck's ready, I'll take Shop Truck. But other than that, better limit me to no beers. Hey, 1004. Well, geez, if that's the case, Kev, I'll take yours. No, just kidding. Goofy enough. There's a lot of neat breweries in Grand Rapids. We're Beer City, USA. We've been voted that. There's actually now a bunch of really cool breweries that have actually closed, which is really too bad. Like Creston Brewing went under. They got bought by another brewery and then tried to open up a separate location, and then they just ended up closing it. But that one was in an old school department store, and like from the 40s, and you walked in, and everything, the floor was all marble, and then it had a marble staircase in it to the second level, which nobody went up there. That was like the private lounge area, but it was the dining area was huge, and then it had the name of the original department store. Like, I had a real big grandiose entrance with all glass along the front of the store, and then in octagon tiles, it was tiled the name of the store in the floor. It was way cool. But yeah, that unfortunately Creston Brewing went under. Hi, 1004 from Korea. Ah, the inspector is here. Hey, better look sharp, everyone. The inspector's here. I only have one piece, Inspector Bruce. I only have one piece of aviation stuff, and it is a can of Mobil jet oil. It's in a blue and black can, sealed, and it's all steel. I killed my liver back in the 90s. Yes, hello, Korea. Good to see you. put ice in my drink tonight, so I'm drinking faster than usual, so I already have to fill my glass. Buy from the big jug. Whoop, 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 whoop. Doc said to stop drinking or I'd be able to wear it as a hat. Whoa. Shh. Mark, a magician doesn't give away his secrets. Shh. I don't tell your stuff. Don't tell mine. Yeah, we're going to have to ask Mohawk, what do you want on your tombstone? And he goes, pepperoni and cheese. Ah, Tim, welcome, my friend. Again with the water sound. Yes, because I'm totally going to take a leak all over the floor in my office on camera because I have no tact. It's Tom from New Guys Guitar. Welcome. Junkyard D, he's here also. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You can chat with your mouth full. We won't know the difference. Aim for the garbage can. Actually, I don't have a trash can in here. I don't have a trash can in here. We're actually starting to hit, we actually almost hit above freezing today. Heat wave, lasagna on a Monday. Oh, man. Garfield would be very perplexed. Hard to type with one hand. Yeah, I thought about just drinking straight from this, but then again, you know, this every 5 minutes isn't exactly going to look good. So I'll stick to my Pepsi cup. Or a thimble, like my warden would say. I made a casserole tonight. It was chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, Alfredo. Oh, and I put little Brussels sprouts in it too. It was pretty good. Kev is 65 tomorrow. The Pepsi Mugster. Kev, are you talking about yourself in the third person like you're Ricky Henderson? Ricky likes this. Ricky Henderson would talk about himself in the third person. Well, happy birthday, Kev. And happy birthday, Old Mac. My birthday was in December, so. Not going to make it another 65. Not with that attitude, you're not. 50 degrees tomorrow? Wow. That'd be impressive. I was really saddened to hear about no, I haven't hardly followed any sick week stuff. I have seen a couple of reports from the what? No way guy. And that's about it. 62? Good Lord. I'm sorry to report that Ed Iskandarian from Iski Cams passed away. He was 104 years young. So I'm really saddened by that. That dude was a real hot rodding legend. So sorry to see RIP the Cam Father. Man, my hair is extra sexy. I look like Conan O'Brien is a brunette. Tortilla mix of white and red sauce, diced ham, diced onion, diced bell pepper, dried pepperoni covered with lots of mozzarella cheese. Yum! Yeah. R.I.P. Ed? Yes. He is now centerlined at 104. Yes. Yeah, the Cam Father for sure. Oh, yeah, Nivlak? Yeah, he's awesome. I was named Middle Leroy because Uncle Leroy took us to the hospital on that cold night. I don't miss the guy that I used to work for from the pizza place, but I actually kind of miss working at the pizza place. It was an okay job. Didn't make a million doing it, but I enjoyed having our regular customers and knowing, oh hey, this is so and so. Okay, you know, we'll hook them up. Or, you do extra things. Like one of my favorites was we wouldn't do this for anyone, but like certain customers, they're like, hey, when you bring me my food, could you bring me a 12-pack of Coors Light? Yeah, I can do that. Ari, what's happening? As a matter of fact, the owner used to drink Coors Light, and he'd sell beer. He'd buy it by the case, and he'd drink beer all day long out of a little Dixie cup. And he there was times when I would bring six loose beers along with the pizza. And oh yeah, pizza and beer. I mean, come on. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Giggity. Yes, they gave him some good exposure. The one of the coolest things was getting invited to some badass parties simply because you're the pizza guy. They're like, what are you doing later? Go there, deliver, back then when $140 worth of pizza was a boatload of pizza. And all of a sudden they're like, so what are you doing later? I'm like, I don't know. Stop by. All right, sure. Yeah, making pizza, it had its moments. Delivering pizza could be fun. It also could be a huge pain in the butt. Our delivering area was oh, I know you delivered some pizza, Danster. Our particular hey pizza dude, want to come party? That is exactly what it was. Yep. And then later No one would know my name, but I'd walk back in later, after work, and they're like, "It's the pizza dude, ah, pizza dude." My late brother always called me Peckerwood. R.I.P. Chuck. Yeah, well, we had the thing that really kind of sucked was learning your delivery area. And where our delivery area was, we had like 5 or 6 trailer parks in there, and all of those places were just a bear to navigate because you don't really understand the layout of the whole place. The ladies love the pizza dude. Everybody loves the pizza dude. I bring food. Ooh, bad hood pins. I think they forgot to clip it in. Urgh. Urgh. That sucks. There was one time I went to a party, delivered pizza to a party, and this is one thing I always hated. Like you walk in the door or they answer the door and everybody wants to take the food from you. Oh, I'll take that. Well, I learned after the first time that you don't hand over the food until you've got the greenbacks in your hand because everyone's going to take it from you. And then they're like, "Oh, you need to talk to Dan." Well, who's Dan? He's over there. Who's Dan? He's in the black shirt. I see 5 guys with black shirts on. He's over there. He's got the beard. One time, Dan, we'll say, uh, was busy doing naughty things to his old lady, and I literally had to wait for him to finish his little mini party and then pay me. Yeah. So yeah, you don't give me no monies, you no get a no food. Not the antisocial pizza dude. I am, yeah, you figured me out by now. I'm far from the antisocial pizza dude. Used to manage a pet store. I can never remember this one customer's name. Always called her Keely's mom. Dan, my brother. No. I seen the yes, I seen the Yeti that he was sleeping with. I didn't want any of that. I used to deliver pizzas in my 69 CUDA. Got a couple slow down notes left on the windshield, but it was 30 minutes or left, just doing my job. Uh, my boss, his my boss, his brothers all were gearheads. My boss not so much, but his brothers were all gearheads. One brother was all Fords, and the other brother was all Mopars. And so the older brother had I think it was a 71 Mustang, but he painted it up to make it look like a GT350, but it wasn't really a GT350. It was bright white, blue stripes, and it had a red interior. And it looked the part. It had good sounding mufflers on it and stuff, and it really looked good. And he always parked it in front of the store. That was one of the things that because all the brothers own pizza shops, and they'd all have their hot rod parked out in front of the store. That was kind of like their signature. And so the Mustang is parked out in front of the store, and we had this crappy ass Chevette that we used to deliver pizzas in that belonged to the pizza shop, and it broke down. And at the time, my car, I had a Dodge Shadow that wasn't exactly running the best at that time. And he's like, "You need to take these orders." And I'm like, "The Chevette's dead." And he goes, "We'll take your car." And I go, well, boss man, my Dodge isn't exactly doing so hot right now. And I hear this. And he hands me the keys to the Mustang. And he goes, use the Mustang. He's like, be nice to it. Okay. Yeah, I drove the Stang. Yep, take the Stang. It was okay. It wasn't fast by any means. Then again, I really didn't push it that hard either because where we're at, the speed limit's only like 35. So, Lars, good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so that night I got to drive a Mustang. So the first time I realized I ever had experienced a rim blow horn, I'm like, what's that? Honk. Oh, okay. Lars. It was really weird delivering pizza. You'd have some people that would just tip the living bejesus out of you. Then you'd have people that would, tip normal. Then you'd have people, no matter what, they could have bought $1 million worth of pizza for you and not give you a damn dime extra. It's like, and there was one, and also those people that just, Justin, what's happening? Those rim blows are great until you're getting some. So yeah, one particular night I got to take the Mustang out to deliver some pizza. That Chevette was a pile of garbage. All it had was just a driver's seat in it, and they took the passenger seat out. The back seat, something happened, but they took the passenger seat out so the pizza would sit flat in it. Oh, I know exactly what you said, Cav, about your ex. You did driver's ed in a Chevette. Driver's ed cars for me actually was put on by the high school. It was done during the summer, and we had K cars, Chrysler K cars, like Dodge Aries and Dodge Dynasties, and we had a minivan. We had one Chrysler minivan. Our local dealerships would provide the cars to the public schools for the driver's ed cars. We had Chevettes, or we had Ford Escorts. We had a Ford Escort wagon, and we had Chevy Corsica, and we had Chevy Corsicas. That's what I took driver's ed in. I did driver's ed at high school. We had the same cars. Nice. Well, thank you, Seven. Did driver's ed in a brand new 77 Malibu Classic with the extra brake for the teacher. Oh, yeah. All the cars had the extra brake. Yep. Had Pontiac Bonnevilles, 1988. I had a 90 Bonneville. That SSE. That was mucho nice. It was white with a burnt caramel interior, and it was loaded. Had 3.8 in it. We had no cars. We had horse and carriage. Mark, don't lie. You had dinosaurs, man. You guys had to go out and wrangle up dinosaurs to drive around. The Caminos are the best. I mean, El Caminos? El Camino is Spanish for the road. Yeah, all our cars still had new car smell. They all were brand new cars. They all had low miles on it, hundreds of miles. Um, it didn't happen to me, but one of the guys in our driver's ed class was driving one of the cars out on a road test, and it was usually two students and a teacher, and then usually one student would drive out to a location, and then you'd switch over, and then the next student would drive back to the high school. And one of the cars, the instructor just rolled down the window, and the whole back window just popped right out of the car. When I got my permit, my dad let me drive his 72 Chevelle in the cemetery. Wow. We didn't have any really cool cars growing up. My dad had a Torino when I was a little kid, but that car rusted out. That was a dark green 76 Torino, black interior, black top. But I was real little when we had the Torino. That was probably the coolest looking car. Cool car. We had an 80 Olds 98 that I thought was pretty cool. Black, red pinstripe, red pillow top interior, had the wire hubcaps on it and fender skirts. That 80 Olds 98 was a cool car. One of my friends crashed one of those cars in the parking lot during driver's ed. Yeah. Oh, wow. Mr. Wilburn's here. Welcome. 6% Recycled's here. Scott, good to see you. Pillow top like a sofa. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 98 was a 98. So, I mean, the 98 was the top of the line Oldsmobile anyway. Power windows, power locks, air conditioning. It was originally a diesel car. And the old diesels, we know how great those were. And then somebody swapped in. I think it might have been my dad. I don't know if they bought it with the Oldsmobile gas engine swapped into it, or if they swapped an Olds gas engine into it. But it was originally a diesel car that had an Olds 350 swapped into it. All the people are already stoned. Yeah, we had like an 80 Mercury. Was it a Colony Park or a state wagon? We had a burgundy 80 Olds wagon, and that was highly optioned. It had the wood grain on the sides, and Dad bought it with a bad engine, and Dad and Uncle Jimmy took the Torino, and they took the driveline out of the Torino and put it in the Olds wagon. My auntie had a brand new 78 98 for a half hour. It got stolen on her way home. Oh, that sucks so bad. Brandy new car. Oh, Regency. Yep. I had a 83 Olds custom cruiser wagon, and my found later in Detroit with no wheels on it. My friend so wanted me to build that Olds wagon up like it was, because they made a Delta 88 Indy pace car, and he wanted me to go find the fiberglass hood for it and then make a station wagon Indy pace car out of it, which I still think today that would have been pretty cool. My friend Ron down by the state line south of me, he had a 70 or 71 Olds flat top wagon. It didn't have the Vista. It wasn't a Vista Cruiser, just had the flat roof. on it. And that one would have made a cool Hurst Olds replica Indy pace car too. Stopped at a phone booth and poof, it was gone. Yeah, no iPhones back in '78. Yeah. Yeah, she probably left the keys in it. You never even know. She might have even left it running because that was one that was huge. I remember people just leaving the cars run. You see that a lot here. People are lazy and they won't turn off the cars. And you'll go to the grocery store and it'll be a car running. It's like, really? I wouldn't leave the car running. I grew up around a whole bunch of people. They never took their keys out of their cars. You can walk right up to it, open the door, reach underneath the floor mat, boom, you're good. Good thing she didn't have the baby with her, right? Yeah, explain that one. Yep, 98s were much wanted. Yes. Yep, left it running. Yep. Only be a minute. Where did my car go? It didn't open them. uh, Dino, welcome. We have our New Zealanders here tonight. My buddy had a '79 Chevy wagon that had horrible shocks. We would jump the train tracks with it, and we would do a wheelie on the way back down until we smashed the oil pan onto the pavement. Oops. Yeah. Olds Cutlass was the most stolen car till the Kia come along. Man, one of my coworkers had a Kia, and it was successfully stolen twice. And then they actually caught one of the kids in their trailer park trying to steal their car. And of course, it wasn't him. They're like, we seen it was you. Nope, it wasn't me. Nope, nope, denied it, denied it, denied it. They're like, we seen it was you. It wasn't me. Nope, wasn't me. More to drink. The Shaggy defense. I saw you on the sofa. It wasn't me. I saw you dancing in the bathroom. It wasn't me. Or if it's the Shaggy defense, was you saying aroma lova, very bombastic, very bombastic? The Shaggy defense. Good day, Dane. Working on Oldsmobile wagon bumper for the model. Been sending to be chrome plated. Now, don't Kevin, don't you use that foil? I've seen that foil. I don't know how to use it. All right. What's up, Main Street Mopar? Welcome, welcome, welcome. $35 per rack of bumpers. Oh, so you send a whole bunch out. I want to know what this funny little TA symbol that is in front of everyone. Colleen's got one, Mohawk has one, Dino has one, Main Street Mopar has one, Dean Stevenson has one. They use foil around the windows. Oh, okay. But you wouldn't use that on a bumper. Okay. Oh, I'll bet you like the chrome stuff is probably just metallized. I used to do metallizing when I worked in auto parts. That was neat. Haven't built a model car in a few years. I've got a few models tucked back, but now that I no longer have an apartment and I'll have the Wolverine garage, I can actually have a space to work on real cars instead of my models. So I've kind of put all my models up. Had a tenant that stole a car and got it stolen at the liquor store. He had to hoof it home for 2 miles. Oh, it's the @ symbol. Okay. Oh, no, it's not the @ symbol. Yeah, it's like some TA. Yep, the blue wrench has been replaced by a shield. But I guess some people it's shields and some people it's wrenches. I see the shield. The blue shield of protection. Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance for peace of mind. Walmart got rid of model car kits. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I hear that if you've got an Ollie's by, I guess they get a crap load of models in. One of my favorite hobby stores is a place called Ryder's Hobby Shop. And Ryder's it's a big store, but they cover everything hobbies from trains, slot cars, models, everything. RC planes, they've got different departments and they've got some really knowledgeable people there. And when you go to Riders, when you walk in, right as you walk in the door, there's glass cases on either side of the door. And if you finish your model project, you can bring it in and then they'll display it for you. And it's neat. What I like is it's become really a really good trend, and I can't believe the imagination that people have, is they make junk cars. And one of my favorites was this silver, it was like a 1960 Chrysler, and it was it was sunk into the ground, had 4 flat tires, it had a bash in the fender, the windshield wipers were all mismatched on it, and it had a for sale sign, a tattered for sale sign stuffed in behind one of the wipers, and it just looked like something that was just sitting there languishing. It was rusty and distressed, and it just looked great. Just the level of realism was neat. Oh yeah, 79 cents for a model when I was a kid. Now they're 30, $50. Yeah. Or a Kenworth cab over. I have a Peterbilt. I have a model that was bought for me by my grandmother and then put away. And then it says my name on it, and my parents gave it to me when I was an adult. It got put away and it never got given to me as a kid. So after my grandmother had passed away, they were going through the old farmhouse and they found one of my Christmas gifts. So I've got the model. It's here somewhere, packed away, but it's new in the plastic, and it's I think it's Chevy Bison semi truck, or it's a Peterbilt. No, I had a Chevy Bison when I was a kid. Semi truck. Yeah, you can buy vintage models from Ryder's Hobby Shop. Oh, that's pretty cool. They've got some really sweet models. I painted one up as the moving on truck. That'd be pretty cool. We are here to be, we have to be shielded. Shielding gas. Yeah, moving on. That's good. Get Snowman's Kenworth and the trailer with the big old mural on the side. That was one big decal. I'd hate to have laid that. Argon Brigade. KW Pruitt models, built one as a kid. Yep, doing it to it like Pruitt used to do it to it. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there had to have been BJ and the Bear K100 Aerodyne models. I don't remember one, but I'm sure there was one. I'm sure of it. Old Sonny Pruitt. Yep. Built a Chevy Titan 90 GMC Astro when I was a kid. Yes. Yes. What's your 20? My 20's here at the Wolverine office. The GMC Astros. Yeah, that was UPS had a whole fleet of them GMC Astros, and they ran the tires off of those things. It's the maintenance program for UPS is weird. They're basically their mechanics are just part changers. Like they have everything scienced out to where they figure out like this engine component is good for 120,000 miles. So we're changing it at 60,000 miles, regardless if it's good or bad, because they want to make sure that they have as much uptime. And you got to admit, how often have you seen a UPS truck on the hook? Exactly. I have built a lot of trucks for AMT box art models. Oh, like you make the model, the finished model that they take pictures of for the box art? Wow, you are good. Then I built an F4U Corsair model as Pappy Boyington's. Oh, cool. R model Mac and a Ford Louisville. Hey, Dutch, good to see you. Very cool, Kev. Very cool. Thought maybe I'd bring some of my Coleman lanterns out and show them to you. Steel case GM cab over? Steelcase usually had Peterbilts or Kenworths. I don't remember Steelcase having Steelcase. That's right here from my area. Steelcase trucks were beautiful. Like if you're gonna drive truck for Steelcase for like the first 4 years or 5 years, all you did was wash and detail the trucks. You didn't even drive. It took you a long time to actually get behind the wheel of one of their trucks. That was the old Steelcase. Tell me how you like the way I'm handling my rig. Truck clock. Who wants it? That's right. One hand on the wheel and one hand on my trucker clock. Trucker clock, who wants it? I just been on the road too long, driver. So I'm going to bring out, this is Coleman. It's in a protective case, so I've got to get it opened. I believe this is one of my nickel tank 202s. YouTube keeps booting you off. Well, that's unacceptable. Give them a piece of your mind, Kev. So it's two-piece. It's got a bottom, so I just took the top off. Yep, this is one of my 202s, but this has got the nickel tank on it. And Coleman 202. It's got a, you can't hardly see it because it's a little fogged over, but right there is its, oh, you can see it. Pyrex, made in USA, Coleman. And I believe that this is like a 1950. But it's got the nickel-plated tank. It's not chrome, it's nickel. And works great, by the way. Got the regular pump on it. And thought I'd show you one of that. Yeah, woo, shiny. Coleman Young special. Ricky Mouse on your hat. I wish I had a Mickey Mouse watch. That was a gift from friends. This is my most commented on pin on this hat is my Gumby. Was at a swap meet once, and this guy had a whole bunch of pins, and I was looking at a few pins, and he's after Gumby. He wants Gumby, and he's making me offers on Gumby and keeps increasing his offers on Gumby. Well, Gumby came from my mother-in-law's boyfriend. He had a huge Gumby collection, and this was a gift from him. And the guy's making some pretty handsome offers. Like, I had a $30 offer on that pin, and he was not taking no for an answer. And I said, I cannot get rid of this pin. And he's like, I'll pay you, handsomely for it. And Gumby, damn it, don't forget Pokey. Yep. As a matter of fact, they're out in my good things shelf, but from that same family member, he gave me a Gumby and a Pokey action figure that are signed by Art Clokey, the founder, the creator of Gumby and Pokey. So I have signed Gumby and Pokey. Ooh. I don't think they're worth all that much, but it's still pretty cool to have signed Gumby and signed Pokey. They have a Gumby and Pokey cookie jar that's really cool. It's Pokey. He's sitting with his front legs up, but he's in the seated position. And then Gumby is taking a knee next to Pokey, and he's got his arm around Pokey's shoulders. And then right there at the base of their heads, that's where you take the lid off. It's a big cookie jar, and it is mucho cool. I like the Gumby and Pokey cookie jar. My cookie jar is my great-grandmother's cookie jar, and it's not even a cookie jar. It's a Planters peanut jar, and it's octagon, and it has Planters in gold leaf on it. It says Planters in gold leaf, and then on the other panel, it is Mr. Peanut in gold leaf, and then it says cast and made in the USA on the bottom of it, and then the glass lid, the grab handle is a big peanut. I'll do a video on it one day. It's our candy jar because we hardly ever keep cookies in it. Right now it's chock full of candy. Did it again with YouTube. That's weird, Kev. So there is my my Coleman 202. And then right here I have most of my Coleman lanterns are right here to my right, but I'm going to pull out my, I think it's an 836. This is one of my favorites. This is a Canadian lantern, A. So that means it's really friendly and it dislikes Americans. Now this one, it takes the bigger Coleman protective case. And once again, it's a big old pain in the butt. Might have to send you some cookies to put in it. Maraschino cherry chocolate chip. Whoa! Well, you know, there's only two kinds of cookies that I like, hot and cold. Also the two kinds of pie and cake that I like. Yep, this is my 836. Making plates in jail? I don't know if Michigan prison labor made plates or not, but it's possible. So this is what I call my full-figured lady, because it's a full-size lantern, but it's only a single mantle. Usually the single mantles are a lot smaller, like the other lantern I just showed you. And this is 236, I'm sorry. This is a Coleman 236 made in Canada. And it has Coleman made in USA glass on it with the Sunrise logo on it. I paid pretty handsome price for this one, but it's actually pretty cool. You can barely see it here. Oh, you can see it great. Coleman right in the fount, which is also the tank, and it says made in Canada right there. These came as white gas, and they came as kerosene. Or yeah, this one's a white gas or Coleman fuel. Uma, what's happening? Yeah, homemade cookies are way better than store-bought. And most of my lanterns here run and drive. And I have, like, I've probably got over 50 of them, and I'll bet you 40-something of them work. And the ones that don't will. I'll tell you one thing. You guys want to have the best cookie you've ever had? Lady Dougster makes the best no-bake cookies. Hands down, without a doubt, her co-workers like beg her to make the cookies. They're that good. Like, and she's like the gold standard. Dan IT guy eats my cookies all the time and he says they're great. Yeah, but he's supposed to tell you that. They're great, honey. No, I'm sure they're wonderful. Now I gotta get this stupid thing adjusted just right so I can put the lid back on it. So do I get cookies when you come to get the valve covers? I'll try to do that for you, Scotty. I will definitely try. I know Alex will absolutely love them. Did that work? Of course not. Okay. We'll just put that off to the side. We'll mess with that later when I'm not entertaining guests. I might be stupid, but I ain't no dummy. Big dummy. I've got all sorts of stuff. I've got Coleman lamps. I have a Coleman iron. Yes, a clothing iron. I'll get it. Talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. I got to go to the other side of the Wolverine office. Ugh. I'm back. Did you miss me? All right. Coleman iron. Clothes iron. And this is the small one. Small ones are like baby's robin's egg blue. The big ones are red. And I still want to get a red one. And this one I still have to get up and working. And it says Coleman. Oh, we can't see it. Right there. It says Coleman. I never ate paste. Patrick, good to see ya. Going to get to cross the Indy swap meet off my bucket list this year. Nice. Usually Indy swap meet, the weather's so terrible. It's kind of like when they have Autorama at Huntington Place, which used to be Cobalt Hall. I mean, the weather's so hit and miss. If the weather's terrible, I'm not driving 2.5 hours over there, but it's usually a good time. Yeah, I think I'll start showing a few of my lanterns and stuff. I also have lamps, table lamps, and this is a parts one, but here's one of them minus the shade. I've got the shades put in a safe spot, but the tank looks like a big Hershey's Kiss. And these are mid-20s. These are quick lights, which means it doesn't have the internal pump, it has an external pump. So I got to take a pump and put it to it to pressurize it. But I'll tell you what, any lady, if I brought this in the house and I'm like, where would you like this put, ma'am? She would go, you can put it right there, honey. That's nice. Thank you. Yeah, I like my Coleman lanterns. Lamps, lanterns, irons, stoves. Any upside down versions of Cope's Avatar? Yeah, come to their show on Thursday. Yeah. When I come get those valve covers 6%, I'll see if Lady Dougster will make some of the no-bake cookies. You'll be glad you ate them. They're the best. Oh, Milan? Yep. I've never been to Milan Dragway. I've never been to Northern Dragway. I've been to Mid-Michigan Motorplex, and I've been to Martin Dragway. I don't live all that. I live close enough to Martin Dragway that, especially in the spring, when they open up for test and tune and there's no leaves on the trees, I can hear them drop the hammer from my driveway. And then sometimes when they're doing like big drag shows, like the big finales at night, and they're doing burnouts and stuff, you can hear the tires screeching and the crowds roaring. It's pretty cool. but most of the time, that's got to be when the wind is right, though, to hear it. So I'm like probably a 10-minute drive away from Martin Dragway. US 131 Dragway. How far from Indy? Indy is probably 5 hours away. A solid four. And that's with the roads being mint. Yeah, probably 4 hours away from Indy. They just redid Milan with new owners, Martin Dragway, first Dragway that was ever at for the Northern Nationals. Ah, cool. About 2 hours from Indy from here. Danster, I'm still saying you and I need to make a road trip. Like you drive up to Toledo from Cincinnati, and I'll head out from here and I'll go to Toledo. And Danster and we need to meet up at Paco's Hot Dogs in Toledo. All good. Got a few snorts. Nice. Akron is home to the Great American Soapbox Derby. That is pretty cool. Well, Akron is where they make tires. Isn't that where BFG is from, is Akron? Or is that Goodyear? I think I don't know. Don't get out of the area code much. Special occasion, Danster. This is the exception to the rule. Wait, don't get out of the area code by terms of probation or some junk? No, just kidding. You're not leaving the state. Not Rubber City anymore. I'm not surprised. I only have one complaint about the Gen X show. It ends too quickly. I'll agree to that. It's a good time. Is definitely a good time. I'll just cut off the ankle monitor. Don't do that, Dan. Don't do that. Well, those rooms with bars kind of keep you inside the area code. Yeah. Akron is claiming the city of invention now. Nope, Decatur and Bridgestone. Nope, Decatur plant sold to Bridgestone, then closed altogether. That's too bad. Yes, Ginger, it's Monday, and welcome. I have 4 failed attempts at a patent. Dang. Whoople doople. Now, even if you fail at having your patent, it's good to have the prototype and date it and all that stuff because, there's always people that are like, oh, I had that idea in 1995. Well, where's proof of it? Well, blah, 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 blah. But if you here it is, and you pull out something that demonstrates it, no matter how crude it is, you can say, yeah, I had this in 1995. We got a Goodyear plant about 20 miles from here, and it was Cooper Tire until Goodyear bought it last year. I love Cooper Tires. Love Cooper Tires. I ain't got no ankle monitor, but I did once see a guy at a gas station open up to one of the saddlebags on his Harley and blow into the breathalyzer device. Like the end of the month, the lake by me is having a winter celebration, and one year they always have a polar bear dip, and one of the guys was had an ankle monitor, and he volunteered for the polar bear dip in hopes that the icy water would do something to his ankle monitor. It didn't work. Working out a light for adding to an airbrush now. Nice. Can see what you're planning on with lights on the airbrush. Oh, okay. Chupacabras. Yeah, I do like Chupacabras. I love the Chupacabras. Pads are no longer relevant, unfortunately. China will change one dimension and steal your design anyway. This is true. This is true. Picture in a sealed envelope mailed and post dated has passed as a poor man's proof of patent. Yeah. Just ask the jury, he'll tell you. Yeah, I can't believe how they'll just do a cheap knockoff like that whole Brower Performance thing where they were doing a straight up copy of his valve body, and then their cheap garbage is failing and they're calling Brower Performance trying to get it warrantied. And that's when he figured out that they had done a straight up copy. But you're right, they'll change it just enough. Yeah, that does bother me, that your intellectual property, they'll just find a workaround. Then again, if there's a will, there's a way. Oh, the BMW screwhead. I was telling my lady about that tonight. Or no, my friend Dusty stopped by. Wolverine Satellite Garage, he stopped by. We were talking about uh the BMW screwhead. That's a bunch of crap. All I have to do is call my patent attorney and he will tell me straight up my idea is good. I've seen the light add-ons for regular paint guns. Speaking of paint guns, I'd like to go find myself a used, but not used up, HVLP DeVilbiss paint spray gun, because I want to use that for spraying clear coat on my when I go to paint shop truck. Because I have a DeVilbiss siphon feed gun that I'm going to spray my base with, and then I also have another siphon feed gun. It's an Eclipse, but you can tell by looking at it that it's just a DeVilbiss. It's a knockoff. It's a DeVilbiss. I guess DeVilbiss made like all sorts of different guns with different names on them, but it's the same damn thing, and you can tell the Eclipse is just a DeVilbiss. Have to airbrush in a well-lit room. Yeah, I've got my little, I call it the nerd light, the forehead light, and man, do I love that, especially with my old man eyes that I have. I'm practically Mr. Magoo. Sell my idea to Iwata Airbrush Company. So what color are you going to paint shop truck? Petty blue. It's going to be petty blue. And it's going to be Victory White. So bright white. So the mainstay of the truck, the whole truck's going to be petty blue. The wheels are powder coated already, petty blue. And then it's everything else that's going to be on it. It's going to be bright white. I think I'm a real big fan of DeVilbiss products, period. I think DeVilbiss makes good stuff. So, yeah, I like DeVilbiss. I've heard a lot of people saying that even the Harbor Freight HVLP guns are okay, but I think I'd rather have a little better quality unit than that, just cause. Have you heard about the loss of gravity on Earth that will happen on August 12th? No. DeVilbiss is the best in my opinion. I have to agree. Every so often I'll be looking on Marketplace and whatnot, and I actually do see like some people have like old Snap-on siphon feed guns for sale, and that's made me go, Snap-on. Crash, what's happening? Good to see you. Lived down the street from DeVilbiss in Toledo years ago. How cool. Oh, yeah, not far from Old Klinger. Nice. Nice. That's the whole reason why I want to go to Paco's hot dog stand is because of Klinger talking about it and MASH. Hell, you should have seen the day that I found Tony Paco's pickles in the grocery store. I instantly bought those just because of Maxwell Q. Klinger. When a binary pair like Earth and the Moon objects follow a common barycenter is what you get, old McDonald. Crazy thing, I have a few DeVilbiss paint guns and are now my oxygenator is a DeVilbiss. Guess they're into everything air related. They really are. Talk to Russell at Hot Rod Guy Garage about paint guns. Okay. I think he lived on the Grange in Toledo. That's cool. Safa. Why, is he wheel and deal in paint guns, or is he just very knowledgeable about it, Colleen? It was Holy Toledo, especially when Corporal Klinger was on his camel. I love it when he walks into the office and he's got his imaginary camel behind him and he just sells it. I just love it. What are you doing in a dress, soldier? Sir, it's spring. Lots of weird things happening in space. Scientists stunned to see a black hole explode. Wow. SATA spray guns. Yeah. Oh, I know who Hot Rod Guy is. He, the blue and white Mustang with the with the boogie van paint job. Yeah, he did a really good job on that. I am not going to buy a throwaway gun. Yeah, I've seen like Dalton from Pole Barn Garage. He'll buy cheap Harbor Freight siphon feed guns and then clog them up with some stuff, and he just chucks them. And I just can't bring myself to do that. And I'd rather spend a few dollars more and have a quality unit. I'm not into use once and dispose. I'd rather go find a quality unit and have it for a good long time. I mean, the tools don't make the mechanic, but, you know, good stuff is good stuff. Corporal Klinger to Colonel Dean, why'd you let me go home? Colonel Dean to Corporal Klinger, I thought I'd let your people go, Klinger. If you don't clean gun after using catalyst paint, they are destroyed. Yes. Wouldn't that be an implosion resulting in an explosion? I think they have massive gravity where nothing leaves, right? I don't know. Yeah, implosion is when it collapses upon itself. Explosion is when it goes from the inside out. Yeah, like if a submarine uh goes in, it implodes. More water. Now, I've never heard of Setas. I've never heard of Setas paint guns. But I like my DeVilbiss GTI and my Anest Iwata WS400. Both are great guns. Now, I've never heard of Setas or Arnest, but I've heard of Binks. I've heard of course, DeVilbiss. And interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't be all that opposed to finding a decent deal on a HVLP DeVilbiss gun. Something good. Learn my lesson. Won't use super glue without having debonder on hand. Oh, or hi Faith. Or the accelerator stuff where you put the spray on it and it accelerates the glue. That's neat stuff too. My fingers together Saturday night. I like getting that model glue that comes in the triangular bottle, and it has the syringe type needle applicator on it, and it smells like old school glue did, like in the 80s. And it's expensive, but it's good stuff, and it's precise, and you don't get glue all over the place. Like once I use that, there's no way I'll ever go back to the OG testers, rubber cement toothpaste tubes, model glue toothpaste tubes. In the hospital because you had COVID. Holy crap! Well, I'm glad you're through that, Faith. Use baking soda to cure super glue or CA glue. Yep, I've also seen the guys use like the super glue baking soda to build something up also. That's pretty amazing. That kicker will screw up a paint job. Yeah, I'm glad you're better too, Faith. Lots of fish oil in kicker. Okay. A lot of fish oil in Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum paint's awesome. Well, that's good. Got the big guy on your side. That's what it's about. No one knows if it's real or not. All theoretical at this point. Well, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It's so interesting that why do you get fish eyes with Rust-Oleum? Because all the fish oil in it? Huh? I want to eventually repaint my D100 the factory VC3 Daystar Blue Poly. Mouseketeers button on your hat, yeah. Actually, I got a whole bunch of neat stuff on my hat. I've got a lead propulsion device shell. That's a gift from Two Hacks Garage. Semi-truck pins. That's a pickup truck. That's like a GMC General. That's like a Chevy pickup. Peterbilt, Honda #1. Original first year No Name Nationals pin. That was a gift from Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Allman Brothers pin that I got at a garage sale. Jay Giles Band, Judas Priest pin. I have another Judas Priest pin here, Screaming for Vengeance. Rush pin, NRA. That's a lead propulsion device right there. Pheasant, Lone Star beer. I forget what that is. I think that's a Confederate flag, an American flag pin. Howard City Conservation Club. Oh, and that's a Michigan license plate pin. I think Lady Dougster got that one for me. Yeah, this one I've kind of loaded up with the pins. And of course, Gumby. Oh, and that's a silver tie tack that I put on it. Lady Dougster loves me in this hat, but she doesn't like the pins. The factory color that the petty blue that I'm gonna be painting shop truck is really like Basin Street blue or whatever. It's their version, because petty blue is actually like copyrighted, but that was Mopar's petty blue was Basin Street blue, so that's what I'm going to be painting shop truck. Yes, yes. I had a few chauffeur's badges that I gave to my friend JMO, who's a professional driver, and he absolutely loves those. Wore it on his hat for years. I have some General Motors employee badges from the 40s that are pretty cool, from the Grand Rapids operations plant. Bye, Colleen. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out, as always. Flames are pretty cool. Flames are really cool. That's classic hot rodding stuff. I am tonight Luis Miguel Suarez Barrios. The film follows Chance, a drifting would-be stock racer whose racing prospects have collapsed, described as a Gen X slacker working odd jobs. And probably there'll be a spoken word that says, grip the wheel as his knuckles turn white with desire, the wheels of his Mustang exploding like off the highway like a slug from a 45. True death. 400 horsepower, maximum performance, piercing the night. This is Black Sunshine. True fire, like Mike Lavelle, nice. Hazardous waste cleanup, fish hatchery shifts, the occasional chemical activity, while dreaming of fixing his ruined Camaro. And if his ruined Camaro is fixed, would it become a bitchin' Camaro, bitchin' Camaro? All I want's my bitchin' Camaro. Did a cool mural on the Reaper on the hood of my Camaro. That's cool. I I can be creative, but artistic stuff like that's never been my thing. Uh I can draw, but it looks like an angry 2-year-old did it. No, I can't really draw. Sometimes it's hit and miss on my drawing ability. Sometimes I'll make it look awesome. Sometimes it looks horrible. So yeah, six of one, half dozen of the other. It's been said that Da Vinci, he could draw with one hand and write with the other simultaneously. That's crazy. Yeah, sometimes like I can doodle and it'll look awesome, and other times it's like, yeah, that's pretty on par for. I'm a drive. I'm a winner. Sometime my luck's got to change. I can feel it. Isn't that a spoken quote from the song of Beck from Loser? I never forget that Mike paint that helicopter the true fire, and some will call the fire department. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh. I'm back. Artistic, maybe. They're all just words. Fox Dude, what's happening? Justin was in here earlier. stopped in for a second. Check out Fox Dude, everyone. He's big into video games, but he's really trying hard on his channel, and he's got some pretty cool stuff. He was showing us one where he's a goat and he's running around doing all sorts of neat stuff. It was that was actually pretty interesting. What does the fox say? Oh man, Fox Dude knows exactly what the fox says. One on the porch, one in another bag? Or is that supposed to be a Porsche? Yeah, Porsche. My fine German automobile that I take out on the Autobahn. Yeah. And I hang with guys whose name is Hermann and Gunther. Yeah. Actually, now Fox Dude is a man of mystery and he does not show his face. But he actually was a guest one night on one of the Wolverine Garage Lives. paint the porch, not the Porsche. Oh, the automobile, yeah, the automobile, yeah, on the Autobahn. Gets in and go and enjoy my Audi. Ah, from Egypt. What's happening? Welcome. I'd love to go to Egypt someday and check out all the pyramids and the Sphinx and see the Nile. That'd be cool. Someday. Someday I'll go check out the world. I am from Michigan, USA. Pretty. Where it's very snowy and cold. It's winter here in the great state of Michigan. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, fix the Lincoln spare tire. The skinnies I'm going to be running on the front of shop truck are actually spare tires from spare tire wheels from like early 2000s Lincoln Town cars, and I've been polishing them up so they it's winter too, but freaking hot at the same time. Crazy weather. Ah, yeah, but Um, very cold in Egypt is like probably 10 Celsius. Maybe you guys will see 0 Celsius. What's really cold for Egypt in the winter, Luna? Damn, snow and ice for me until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yay! Like 8. Okay. I was figuring that you guys don't see freezing very often there in Egypt, but yeah, Bet you when you're not used to it, I bet 8 is really cold. It's going to be 71. I wish I was that lucky. Schoolmate went to Tunisia in 1985, nice and warm at this time of year. Also had a very close friend of mine from Egypt. It's a little divided now. No snow in here, by the way. I can see that. For the longest time, I never understood Celsius. And then a friend of mine told me this rhyme, and it's been easy ever since then. 30's hot, 20's nice, 10 is cold, 0 is ice. And once she told me that, I was like, wow, yeah, it makes sense now. Because if you don't know any better and somebody says it's going to be 30 degrees Celsius, how are you going to dress for the day? You know, you're going to say, I'm going to dress, you know, with a sweater and a coat and gloves and a hat, and you're like, you're going to be miserable at 30 degrees Celsius. Luna, the novelty of the snow and the cold wears off very quickly. Yes, it can be very pretty. The snow and the cold can be very pretty and serene at times, but yeah, the snow and the cold really gets to you. Can't be outside for a long time because it's so dang cold. As a December girly, I really love being cold. I'm a December guy myself. My birthday's in December. I'm a January boy. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. That's right. The Archer. December 1st? Oh, no kidding. Well, all I'll say is my birthday's in the beginning of December. I'm not going to say exactly when. Uh, 2004? Oh, I'm close to 50, Luna. I'm December of 1977. I'm a product of the 70s, man. Three hours and 16 minutes until I'm 65. Very. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm in my late 40s. It's because I have boyish good looks. Happy birthday to you. You belong in a zoo. You look like a monkey and you smell like one too. Feels fine to be in my 40s. I'd rather be in my 40s than to not be here at all. Taurus. Every move looks like a purist. Yeah, that's right. Ginger and I are pretty close in age. Yes, I do like to read. You got the same birthday as Elvis. Cool. Yes, I like to read. I like Ian Fleming, James Bond novels. Uh, they're always entertaining to read. But I don't like reading a lot of science fiction. Like the closest thing to science fiction or fiction that I'll read is like the James Bond novels because that's not real. Uh, Sylvia Plath. Okay, I usually like stuff that stuff I can draw upon. I like stuff about history. I like stuff about I like technical stuff. I'm really big into, as you can see, the license plates. I'm big into car stuff, so I like to read up on technical stuff I can draw from. Because I have a friend of mine that loves historical fiction, where they take real historical events, but then they craft a story and tie it all in. And I can't read that because I'll all of a sudden be trying to draw upon that and be like, oh, well, these things happened. And no, that's not true. She is so me. I remember when Elvis died in 77, all the women in the office were crying their eyes out. Yeah, I don't have time for fiction. Yeah, I agree. Uh, as an English department student, I really love reading. Nothing beats staying up all night with a book. Yeah, that is something nice about that. Nice quiet house and got your book and it's like a movie in your mind. I think that's what I like about the James Bond novels is they're so well written. I remember when Elvis died. I don't remember when Elvis died. I was just a baby. Wait a minute. When did Elvis die? Because I think Elvis passed away before I got here. Because Elvis died in 77, right? Yeah. What a way to die on the toilet. Exactly. With his last Pete, he died in 77. What month of 77? It was like summer, wasn't it? Yeah, I think Elvis was already passed on by the time that I actually came into this world. Because I'm December 77. So, yeah, I think he died in like September or something like that. August or July. Exactly. Yep. So he was already gone. Isn't that crazy? Like you can't remember. There's certain things like some things that you'll never remember, like what you had for dinner 2 months ago. You never remember that, but something like that you can remember. Like 1986 when the space shuttle exploded. We watched that. We were in school. And I mean, they were trying to bring all the interest back to the space program, and they had a teacher that was selected that was going to go in space and teach a lesson from space and all that other stuff. And so it was very normal when we had the spaceship launch to bring in monitors, and we watched it live on TV. And I remember watching it, and the teacher was just taken aback by it happening. Elvis died on August 16th. I knew it was summer, 1977. So, yeah, I wasn't even here yet. And the teacher, all of a sudden, that happens, and she jumps in front of the TV, stands in front of it, quick turns it off, and then boom, the TV was taken right out, and there was no talk about it or anything like that. It was just, we're moving on. We're going to go do social studies or whatever. And they just pretended like nothing happened. I was at my new job in a cabinet shop when Elvis died. I was 17 when the king died. I wasn't even here when the king died. Well, I was on the way, but I wasn't here yet. Cassandra Peterson, who is legendary for Elvira. Um, she at one time dated Elvis. She was one of Elvis's girlfriends. So she was good enough for the king. Elvis had some pretty badass rides. Elvis had a Pantera, DiDamasso Pantera. Elvis had at least one Stutz Blackhawk. The one that I know that he had was all black, and that thing was cool with like a tan interior or a burnt caramel interior. My boss's wife was inconsolable for days after that. Yeah, I could see that. A lot of ladies were in love with the king. Oh, how can be a year younger than me, but the same age when Elvis died? I was listening to the radio and heard the news, and I tell Ma was watching the television set. That was before they had news updates during prime time. Ah, okay. You see where Brad Arnold passed away? Was Brad Arnold the guy from Three Doors Down who was born in 78? Yeah, he had cancer, unfortunately. Yeah, Pantera's the one he shot a hole in it. He shot it up a lot. Yeah, he had the 880 jet plane, yes. Yeah, Elvis had a whole bunch of cool cars. Yeah, the DiDamasso Pantera uh it wouldn't start, and old Elvis got mad and he shot it up. And that DiDamasso Pantera is, I think it's yellow. Yeah, I think it's yellow, and it's still in shot up condition on display as Elvis shot it. The only thing that they replaced on it was he shot one of the tires and flattened it, so they replaced the tire. Yeah, Three Doors Down was actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's unfortunate when really is a sobering experience when someone your age passes on. Oh, Kev saying hi again. Dang, you too. What the hell? Would you rather it kick you out? Hi. I don't know if they were a national band or a local band, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a band, at least around here, called Piston, Piston. And their logo was the little Calvin peeing guy. I don't know. Yeah, there's times when all of a sudden they'll just go on the streak and Kev will just say hi for all the time. For the longest time, I seriously thought that Kevin was just doing it to be silly or whatever. But I believe him. He's like, I don't know why it's doing it. This isn't on purpose. YouTube hates smartasses. That is a heat soaked Cleveland 351 low compression CJ thing, evidently. No start. Live Saturday. or or does that mean that I'm just a cunning linguist. My friend tells this story. I've never seen the bar, but my friend tells this story that somewhere there's a bar, and in the men's room, in the ladies' room, there's contrasting pictures. In the men's room, um in the men's room it's Eve, and you can't she's nude, you can tell, but her hair covers her lady bits, and then there's a leaf over her other part, and you can see that it's on a hinge and the leaf is above the wall. Well, in the ladies' room there's Adam, and he's all hunked out, and he also has a leaf. And if you can see that it can be flipped up. Well, if you flip it up, it rings a bell in the bar, and everybody knows that you peeked at it. So then everyone turns and looks towards the bathroom door. And as you walk out, everybody goes, "You got caught peeking! You got caught peeking!" How embarrassing. That Calvin peeing guy was on every S10 in the 90s. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. The Calvin peeing guy, the reason why every sticker manufacturer guy made one of those is because Bill Watterson, I think it's Watterson. Yeah. Bill Watterson never copyrighted Calvin and Hobbes. So everyone was able to use it for basically free. And I think that's one of the reasons why Calvin and Hobbes has been immortalized, is because it was like one of those things, you've seen the little pea guy everywhere. You're all that. Tea Mutant Ninja drinking tea. My guy passed on the bow ties. Turn over a new leaf. Detroit Edison stole my dad's Ready Kilowatt character. Really? Why did Calvin have to piss so much? He was probably drinking beer. We had a band in Illinois called Cheese Pizza, and they had a midget guy come down out wearing assless cowhide chaps, a thong, and a cowboy hat, and sang heavy metal and passed out slices of cheese pizza. Every band's got to have a gimmick, man. And who doesn't like cheese pizza? Beer drinkers, I rectum. my friend talks about he's seen a band called the Velcro Pygmies, and the lead singer was a dwarf, and they said that they would do AC/DC tunes and tear it up. Tell me what you really think, Kev. Milwaukeeinator. Oh, I was in kindergarten. The high school kids had a band called Oh, cigarette break. Yeah. Where sucking on one is perfectly acceptable. Oh, Dakota Tang. Hi, kitty. It's the catster. He's all loving up on me. hang. Hey, buddy. I'm petting my kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Is that a kickstand under that kilt? Oh, the lassie asked the Scot, "What do you wear under your kilt?" And he said, "Reach under and find out." I'm wearing a t-shirt that says, "No, I don't play the buddy." Your eyes are failing. All right. Bye, Dan. Good seeing you, Dan IT guy. Good night. Good night. We got to do something else for a while. Oh, all right. Giggity, 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 giggity. Yes, two Dans. The world is not ready, but one is the Danster, the other one is the Dan It guy or IT guy. Having some Murgatroyd. So what's new in Dakota's world? Night from me and Gen X. Giggity. Giggity. All right. Wendy. I seen you sent Gen X Empty Nesters a care package. Awful nice of you. No, boom. Oh, yes, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom with John Wayne. Hey, Joe, you looking for boom, boom? John Wayne. Good choice, cowboy. Me and Dad was fooling with that Dodge D150, the yeller one. Got a 360 swapped into her, runs smooth as can be. Nice. Excellent. I sure did. Well, that's awful. That's awful. I meant awesome. That's awesome, Wendy. And that's awesome too, Dakota. Sounds like you, your brother, and your dad are all darn good wrenches. Nice. I put down cat litter where my Corolla puked all over the pavement. Our Camry, it has a little bit of rust in it, but not bad, to the point where we want to keep it nice, so we don't even bother driving it in the snow, just to keep it nicer longer. Your Corolla puked. What did it puke? Did the coolant system, wait, have a coolant overflow, or got a bad pan gasket, or a bad main seal? You just put an exhaust on that Corolla, didn't you? Gave 400 for the engine. Think I done good? I think you did good too. If it runs nice and smooth, 400 clams, that's good price. My Oldsmobile wagon gets lighter every day because of rust. Actually, the funny thing is with rust is first, it's actually going to get heavier. And then, as the iron moths continue to eat, then as the rust finally falls off, then you'll finally start to get weight savings. But yeah, it'll actually bloat up and actually gain density. Oh man, it was dripping oil from the impromptu PCV hose I have on there, so I fixed it with clamps, and then it was leaking AT after I placed the radiator, which dripped all over the place. Good times. She's a holy mess nowadays. Now, Dean, I put a Holly Street Dominator intake single plane with 318 size ports. Not optimal, but it's the cheapest 4-barrel I can find. Street Dominator intake. Okay, I thought you put a Dominator on a 318. I was like the Dominator carb. It's like, wow. Why don't you just run a garden hose of gasoline down the intake? Anybody got a gold Moroso air cleaner lid? I also need one to match the gold covers for the D150. Scott from 6% Recycled was nice enough to find me go run for a set of gold big block Moroso covers for my shop truck. So I'm looking forward to picking those up from him. Yeah, those are hard. Those are hard to find. Those gold Moroso air cleaner lids. They're out there though. Have you drove it? Them single planes seem to be suited for wide open throttle. Yes. Watch my friend do a burnout in this truck. Got to wheel hopping and let a perfect outline of his truck from all the rust that fell off. Yes. Oh, yeah. The 273 was a single plane. Had the best luck with the Holly on my 390 years ago. Bolted on and ran it. My van goes to the garage for four new motor mounts. When that is done, I'll have a new front end on Friday. Nice. Single plane is good until about 6,500, 7,000. Yeah, I'll say that. High winder. The 340 was dual plane. Funny how that messes up people in the algorithm. Screw the logic algorithm. Gave about $50 for the gold small block valve covers. I gave $100 for mine, for the big blocks. That's a good price, though, Dakota, for Moroso gold valve covers. Dual plane will give you torque. Yes, it will. Definitely give you torque. Rust never sleeps. But it marks with it. Yes, rust never sleeps. It never takes a vacation, never takes a day off. It's always hungry. It's always eating. It's always consuming. Yeah, it's really sad to see like 10-year-old vehicles here in the great state of Michigan all ate up, especially if people don't wash them. It's sad to see how bad vehicles get up here. I'm going to Indy to meet up with Jed to get my W2 heads from him. Nice. Jed's good people. Jed's dad, Jed's brother Michael, he's cool, and Jed's lady Anna, she's just a super nice lady. I got one hack, but we are just going to have them all done since it's 12 years old. Yeah. Jed's got quite the collection of the Mopar parts. For sure. Then one day, and he was shooting at some food, and up from the ground came a bumbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold, Texas tea. Didn't realize that that van had 4 motor mounts on it. Oil, that is. The Clampet's sitting at the fancy eating table, using the pool bridge to pass the dishes across. Or the Weird Al Yankovic spoof of Money for Nothing is Beverly Hillbillies. Transverse, 2 lowers. Oh, uppers. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, like the 2 dog bones that go into the radiator saddle. Yeah, I'm on board now, Dan. I'm on board now. Yes. The toast with the most. Got the Flintstones microwave ovens. We got the Flintstones microwave ovens. But I might want a set. Nice. Yeah, that's a good point, Danny Boy. The Flintstones microwave ovens, that the things that people mishear in lyrics and songs, like Creedence Clearwater Revival, Bad Moon on the Rise. People thought that there was a bathroom on the right, or Big Old Jet Airliner, Big Old Jed Hates Winos. My favorite one was AC/DC, Dunder Chief. And I went, Dunder Chief? Yeah, Dirty Deeds and the Dunder Chief. And I said, no, it's Dirty Deeds and they're Dunder Cheap. Oh, and the light clicked on in their head. And like, oh, yeah. I go, you've never seen the album cover then, have you? Because if you'd seen the album cover, you would have known that it's Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, because that's the album. The chair is not my son. Well, W2 heads are performance parts. It's like finding B1 heads for a big block or a B1 intake. Got to moon those refrigerators. It's kind of interesting how Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits plays the guitar. His hand, his ring finger and his pinky always sit like this on the face of the guitar, and he only uses these 3 fingers to play, to pick strings. These never move. They just sit on like a bridge. And yeah, finger picker. He's actually well, I mean, Mark Knopfler was one of the guitarists that Chet Atkins loved. So I mean, when you're Chet Atkins, you're like the top of the pile. So if you're good enough to get his attention, you're damn good at what you do. That's how he plays the country licks so good. There's one thing that Chet Atkins does, and it's so neat, where he'll do a strum of the guitar where he starts at the top and he goes down in a full strum, but at the same time, so he goes all the way down the strings with his right hand, but he also goes all the way down the strings with his left hand. So it's like all down at the same time, and that's hard. I used to work with this guy who made his own lyrics to songs all night while we made car parts. I am guilty of that all day long, Ginger. And you'd be surprised how quickly you can turn any song into about sex or drugs or anything. Yeah, I would be guilty of that. Make up lyrics on the spot. Yes. we I worked at a place we made auto parts. I worked in automotive plastics for a long time, and we had a janitor. Yeah, it's been long enough. I can talk about this. We had a janitor, and his name was Kenny Brown. And Kenny Brown and a bar of soap rarely ever come in close contact with each other. We worked the night shift. He was just a absolutely gross individual, and he would come to work. He'd wear the same clothes all the time, and he would smell pretty bad. And me and one of my friends were just goofing off, and we realized that the old Monkees song, Mrs. Brown, You Have a Lovely Daughter, we retooled the lyrics to Kenny Brown, you have some funky odor. Yes, I know, we're 12, but it was Herman's Hermits, yes. Oh, it was Herman's Hermits. It wasn't the Monkees. Thank you for correcting me. I've done Johnny Cash song about one of my coworkers who kept tearing stuff up at work. About a week later, they fired him. He was absolutely reckless. Fermonda cheese. I knew the OG version of Dire Straits. I want my MTV is long enough to make my trip completely around Fort Riley, Kansas. Over 8 minutes long. Okay. Wow. That's cool. Second or third song I ever figured out on guitar. Oh, was Mrs. Brown, You Have a Lovely Daughter. Now that name makes me think of him. Nice. Boy named Sue was Johnny's boy. I want my MTV. First music video ever played on MTV was the Bugles. Video killed the radio star. I think it was the Bugles. And I don't know. I guess yeah, RAP. You know, the Buggles. Okay, the Buggles. Okay. Oh, I like that Johnny Cash too. San Quentin. Live at San Quentin is actually a pretty good album. Yeah, One Piece at a Time is a good song. Very next day, when I punched in with a big lunch box and the help from my friends, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gear. The bigger stuff, the smaller stuff I get in my big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all four shocks. The bigger stuff we smuggled out my buddy's mobile home. Yeah, Walk the Line was good. And you never see bright colors on my back. Oh, yeah, I would drive it too. Absolutely. Ah, Fox. Fox, home of Fox Auto Body. Good to see you, Fox. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's one tune from Johnny Cash that I really like where he says, just got to work surfing live streams. Nice. One of Johnny Cash's songs is I'm a flag waving patriotic nephew of my Uncle Sam, a rough riding, fighting Yankee man. I love mom and apple pie and the freedoms that we all enjoy across this beautiful land. Yep, Fox with his Moore Door Chevelle. Or crew cab Chevelle. His plate of adapter. We drilled it out so it would fit, and a little help from an adapter kit had that engine running just like a song. I think my favorite part of that song is when he said, when people were laughing from blocks around, but the courthouse, they didn't laugh because to type it up took the whole staff. And when they were done, the title weighed 60 pounds. I may put SS badging on it, but it might mean slow sedan. There is a guy in my area who has a four-door Chevelle, and somebody hung SS badging on it, and they told him that that's a real SS car, a four-door Chevelle SS. He swears up and down that it's a real car, and the SS stands for sports sedan. Okay. So that's what it is. It's a sports sedan, Fox. It'll be the one of none car. Yes. Wendy says, I ordered my parts and my mechanic is only going to charge me $40 to do all four of the motor mounts. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Even drinking the lead water. That is a darn good price. Yeah. Labor these days is insane. I mean, I've seen some labor rates getting close to $200 an hour for labor. It's just insane. Now more than ever, aren't we happy that we're doing it ourselves, y'all? Or trying to, at least. Yeah, the lead water, that's out of Flint. No thanks. Lead water, or is that the lead water? That's one of the reasons why Led Zeppelin went with LED Zeppelin instead of LEAD because they were afraid people were going to say it was lead Zeppelin instead of lead Zeppelin. So they made sure to put LED so no one got it wrong. Well, we had a Commodore SS and a Holden SS four-door in Australia. Only four doors. Yeah, the Commodore SS here in the States was just a Chevy SS. And there was no fanfare for it. There was no advertising for it. They just brought it out, and it was the most expensive four-door Impala there was. It was an Impala. It was based on the Impala, I think. But yeah, it was just a really super expensive Chevy with a little more horsey power, and it was kind of a flop. It was one of those things that no one knew about it until after the fact, kind of thing, and it really didn't sell that great. We had me and my sis ran across the street to the antique store when Johnny was visiting. He was super cool, and he let me sit in the car because I knew the song. He thought that was awesome. That isn't that nice? We don't want some dumb butt calling us incandescent Zeppelin. I had a blast watching the feral cat snow diving for mice today. We have 8 inches of snow. That's pretty cool. Isn't it nice to meet someone famous who isn't get away from me, peasant. Who are you? There was one guy, he was big into the band Chicago, and he had an album that he had everyone from the band sign, and he was missing one signature, and he went and waited in line to meet that one guy to get that last signature, and he had a black Sharpie that he was having everyone signed, and everyone signed the album so you could display it so they would read all of the things, and the guy had a silver pen. He refused to use the black Sharpie, and then when he finally did sign the album, he signed the album like upside down. The guy was just about gonna cry. What if it wasn't really Johnny Cash and just some guy that pulled a caddy out of a junkyard? Hey, it's possible. I had a guy wanted $600 to put a lower control arm in my van, which I already had the parts. I'm like, no, thank you. I've got now only charged me $175. Yeah. Yeah. The labor rates are insane. And there's a lot of, there are some shops though that don't like you bringing them parts because there's no guarantee that you got the right parts, or some shops are really weird about you supplying the parts. Oh yeah. And they can hear really well. They can hear those mice scurrying underneath the snow. Foxes will do it too. There's a certain type of fox that'll sit there, and then they'll dart themselves into the snow diving for the mice, and they can hear them going underneath the snow. It's amazing. Yes, they are here in Pennsylvania. Brother Bear, welcome, Kim. Good to see you. And I got to say that I'm lucky between me and what I can do myself wrench wise, and I got some really close friends of mine that are always willing to lend a hand with my projects and stuff, and we tend to get it all figured out ourselves because we got money's tight. I mean, hell, I got a do a power steer pump on the Dodge, and just the power steer pump alone is going to be a couple $100. Now, granted, that power steer pump's going to be mucho easy to change. I'm just waiting for the weather to break before I pull the trigger on it. But still, that's going to be probably $600 if I had the shop do it. $200 for the part, and then a couple $400 for labor. That was a real car. 3 headlights, 3 doors, 1 fin, 1 knot, only 1 bumperette. Besides, I know what Johnny Cash looked like from Hee Haw. And the Johnny Cash show. I was watching it on YouTube, of all things. Johnny Cash was on Sesame Street. $200. Just put that Lucas stop leak in it and be good to go. Yeah, it's still working. It just groans when you first start it up. It'll groan for a little while, and then she'll quiet down. So probably once the weather gets better, I'll probably just swap out the pump. It's only a few hoses and a few bolts. So I mean, it's going to be really easy. Yes, I'm sure it's all the way full. And whoever had it, they ran power steer fluid in it, and I think you're supposed to run ATF in it. And so I wonder if that didn't do it, because the truck was wrecked and then brought back. Because my truck here in Michigan, if it's a repaired vehicle, it has an orange title instead of a green title, and just let it groan. Yeah, the problem is that I have a power steering rack in that, so if that pump fails, it's going to eject all sorts of crap into the rack, and I'd rather not replace the rack, just replace the pump. Just let it groan. Oh, yeah. Johnny Cash show on YouTube, along with Grand Ole Opry. Only Lucas parts I know is the bottles of smoke and knockoff parts of El Bosch. The Ford wine. Oh, check it out. Unfinished Project is here. Lucas, the Lord of Friction? No, he's the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, Lucas Oil is from Indianapolis. God, what was it? Junkyard Digs had like a early 70s. I run nearly 100% Lucas power steering stop leak in my power steering. Yeah. I do have a rack, and it's a hell of a rack. And a pinion, too. I'm opinionated. Yeah, working on English motorcycles and English cars with Lucas Electrics on it, and positive grounds and all sorts of wonderful things like that. Old semi trucks were positive ground too, and those were nightmares. Dakota, great seeing you. Thanks for coming out. Have a good evening. Tang. I have 3 racks and 1 box. Ironic Lucifer means brighter bringer of light, and the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, he's. Worked with a guy who bought a new CP upon getting his first check and then fried it because his tractor was positive ground. Yes, the white road commanders were positive ground, also known as the road commodes, as my dad always called them. What we got here is Lucas Jackson. What did they get you for? Cutting heads off of gumball machines. Old Lucas War Hero. What kind of thing for a grown man, anyhow? Old Lucas War Hero. Dragline. The dump truck that he runs off with when he's in the prison camp, when he runs away the next time, and he raises up the box so they can't shoot him in the cab. It's a white truck, and they blur it out now, but it's said in big chrome letters across the hood on both sides. It's said because they were bragging about the power of a white tractor. It said white power. So yeah, you're not going to see that anymore on that. Oh, Lucas War Hero. Why did you say 50? You could have said 20 or 25. I don't know. 50 sounded like a good number. Old Dragline. What we got, old Strother Martin, what we got here is a failure to communicate. Oh, yeah, that's what Barrows is trying to. Yeah, that's a damn good movie. Kim likes the car wash scene. What guy didn't like the car wash scene? No dust and crud in my paint jobs. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of paint booths now, they actually have like electrically charge the paint, so when they're painting, it actually is drawn to the metal. I don't know exactly how they do it, but I know it's done somehow, so I won't even lie and speculate. And Lucy for when I worked at one of the plants doing auto parts, we had these old antiquated spray booths that were called waterfall spray booths, and they had a big trough in the bottom of it that had water in it and it had pumps in it, and it would pump the water up on the backside, and then it would literally do a waterfall in front of you, and it was always nice and cool there on a hot summer's day because you always had the evaporation happening. But that was really nice when you were spraying stuff because all your overspray would get sucked into there. And it always wear a ground strap on my wrist. GM was using electrostatic in the late 80s when the paint was falling off every 3-year-old cars. That was because they had bad primers, I believe. Well, actually, I don't think it was bad primers. I think it was just the fact that everyone went to water-based paint at that time, and it just wasn't, they didn't have the formulations right. And I think that was the main issue, they just didn't have, Yeah, waterfall booth is a good idea, and it works marvelous. We would actually have to take these waterfall booths, and then we'd have to clean them out. I worked in maintenance cleanup for a little while. There's a dirty job. And it was just a steel cabinet, it's all it was. And then we would clean them out, we'd vacuum them out, we'd clean all the garbage out of the trough, and then we would peel the booth coat, and all it is like a rubberized coating that was like a dark gray. And sorry, Seven, I'm already taken. Can't marry me. And then we'd actually have to peel the booth coat out, and then we'd spray the whole thing down with a new layer of booth coat for the next week, let it cure up, and then we'd water them up and get them ready for the next week. And yeah, the waterfall booth is pretty good. It works really well. Why does conversations automatically become about Les Claypool? Because he is a badass bass guitarist. He does amazing things with the bass, and he makes it look so easy. That's what's crazy, is he makes it look like it's the simplest thing you ever. Yep, already taken. Sorry, Seven. It's me and Lady Dougster. Optimus Primer. Joint concession. Sprayable booth coating is a great invention. Yeah, and it's actually really thick too. It's kind of rubbery, kind of plastidippy, if that even makes sense. But it was sprayable, and it was like a dark gray in color, and it actually kind of was a pain in the butt to peel off. It never peeled off nice and clean, no matter how you try to come at it from a corner, and you begin to get it to peel, and of course it would just tear and everything. And yeah, getting the booths peeled was probably the worst part of that job. But I mean, it was an okay job. What actually made the job nice was the guys that you worked with, because um that was what made the job nice. Is I worked with a great bunch of guys. 75 Ford Elite lost his paint off the hood on my way home. Silver paint was the worst. I heard that silver always was the worst. Wow. I said no. Wow. Um Jason Newstead, who took the place of Kurt or Cliff. He's from Kalamazoo, Michigan. So he's another one of those people around here in Michigan. Everybody knows Jason Newstead. Everybody hangs out with Bob Seger. Everybody knows Ted Nugent. All the Michigan, yeah. Everyone's got a brag around here, and it's usually one of those guys. Oh yeah, we got property next to Ted Nugent. Yeah, you and about 250,000 other people. One big sheet of paint flying in the wind. I used to use plastic coat on my models. Hard to find. Lived in Utah once. You should only have one wife. That's all I own. I got one. Buckethead is one hell of a guitarist. I think the A, the talent that he has, and B, the fact that he doesn't, it's all that whole thing's a whole shtick. Like he doesn't show his face. Yep. Only have one. It's all I need. I mean, could you imagine, like, if I had like 5 wives, it'd be my luck. I'd have all 5 of them mad at me at the same time. I have a hard enough time dealing with one mad at me lady. I couldn't imagine having 5 mad at me at the same time. You know, I actually didn't watch a minute of the Super Bowl. I didn't watch any of it. I was on YouTube live streams and doing my own thing. I don't know, just didn't watch a minute of the Super Bowl. Everyone looked at me weird too when I told them that. They're like, "Oh, Super Bowl, Super Bowl." I'm like, "I didn't even watch it." They're like, "Really?" Like, yeah. If you don't like you work, family, and have fun at work, then you go to work. You can't fuck around. I love my job. We watched the Puppy Bowl. Blah to the blah to the diggy diggy diggy. Blah to the blah to dang to dang diggy diggy diggy. Up jump the boogie. Oh, that's right. Yeah, old Kid Rock. He's from Detroit also. Now he lives in Tennessee. This is for the questions don't have any answers. The Midnight Club and then the Topless Dancers. Well, we're closing in on the 3 hour mark. It's 2 hours and 49, almost 49 minutes. So this is where Dan will say, no. I'm going to pull the plug on it. So, as always, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. I enjoy every minute with everyone here. It's always fun. Always makes for a great evening. So, let's be like the Beach Boys and let's get together and do it again. So, be here next week, same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Bye, everyone.